Every footballer dreams of becoming great, but greatness starts with understanding your role. Whether you're a striker, an attacking midfielder, a winger, a center mid, a defensive mid, a fullback, a center back, or even a goalkeeper. Your position has a purpose, and mastering it is what separates good players from the ones who make it to the top. In today's video, I'll break down the key roles in modern football and help you understand exactly what makes each position special. So whether you're a young baller chasing your professional dream or a fan who wants to see the game in a whole new way, this video is for you. Let's get started. 1. The poacher. Fox in the box. The first type is the poacher, also called the fox in the box. This striker lives inside the penalty area, always waiting for that one chance to pounce. He doesn't need many touches, just instinct, sharp positioning, and quick reactions. Think of Erling Haaland, Sergio Guirassy, or even the legendary Edinson Cavani. Poachers are all about timing runs, exploiting defensive lapses, and finishing from close range. 2. The target man. The tower. Next up, the target man, also known as the tower. This type of striker is tall, physical, and dominant in the air. He leads the line, holds up the ball, and brings teammates into play. They thrive on crosses and long balls, using their strength and positioning to bully defenders. Modern examples include Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, and Alexander Sørloth. If you need a striker who can be the focal point of attack and score under pressure, target man is your answer. 3. The complete forward, the all-rounded 9-inch. The all-rounder of strikers. This player does everything. Scores goals, assists teammates, drops deep, links up play, and leads the line with intelligence. It's a rare role that requires technical skill, composure, and tactical awareness. Think of Harry Kane, Robert Lewandowski, and Karim Benzema, all strikers who can adapt to multiple roles in attack. If you want the perfect balance between creation and finishing, the complete forward is the ultimate number 9. 4. The mobile forward, the drifting threat. These strikers are quick, agile, and thrive on movement. Instead of staying central, they drift wide, drop deep, or run in behind constantly stretching defenses. They're unpredictable, intelligent off the ball, and lethal in transition. Great examples are Alexander Isak, Kylian Mbappe, and Lautaro Martinez. The mobile forward's biggest weapon? Speed and movement that breaks defensive structures apart. 5. The support striker, the linkman. Another key role is the support striker, also known as the linkman. This player operates just behind the main forward, connecting midfield and attack. They're sharp in combination play, good in tight spaces, and often provide the creative spark. Think of Julian Alvarez, Paulo Dybala, or Omar Marmoush, players who thrive in the half spaces, create chances, and make late runs into the box. If you want someone who links the team together and keeps the attack flowing, this is the role. 6. The false 9. Striker doesn't play like a traditional number 9. Instead, he drops into midfield, dragging defenders out of position and creating overloads. The false 9 is creative, clever, and brilliant in tight spaces. They link play, open up gaps, and can initiate attacks from deeper positions. Some of the best examples are Antoine Griezmann, Roberto Firmino, and Ousmane Dembélé when used in that role. The false 9 is less about pure goal scoring and more about changing the entire dynamic of the game. The playmaker. The playmaker is an evolution of the classic number 10. This type of player is always looking for the perfect pass to their teammates. They combine creativity, goal-scoring ability, and the vision to provide assists. These players are also great at taking free kicks and corner kicks. Their most important traits are passing, shooting, and vision. In modern football, you can see players like Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes embody this role, while in the past, it was represented by Mesut Ozil. The workhorse, also known as the powerhouse, is an extremely athletic type of attacking midfielder, a number 10 who can press tirelessly and cover large areas of the pitch. They are usually the first to press the opposition's first line, disrupt the build-up play, and often do the dirty work for the team. The workhorse can also escape pressure with ease, making them a constant threat when making runs into the box, especially during crosses. They possess athleticism, dribbling ability, work rate, strength, and shooting power. Modern examples of this type of player include Jude Bellingham, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Morgan Rogers. Abracadabra. The magician is the type of attacking midfielder who makes you want to go to the stadium and watch their performance live instead of sitting on your couch at home. They're unpredictable and technically gifted, able to escape opponents in tight spaces with ease. They have creative flair and are known as risk takers, who don't always stick to the team's system. Their key qualities include a great first touch, exceptional dribbling, and precise passing. Modern examples of this type of player include Cole Palmer, Jamal Musiala, and Florian Wirtz. Next, we have the Raumdeuter. The term Raumdeuter translates to interpreter of space, or space investigator in English. This type of attacking midfielder doesn't have a fixed position. They play with freedom, whether it's on the left wing, right wing, or even as a striker. The role was originally created for Bayern Munich legend Thomas Müller. It's a position designed specifically for him, someone who can initiate attacks, find the right spaces to score, and draw defenders out to create openings for his teammates. Last but not least, we have the shadow striker. The shadow striker plays very close to the main striker in the lineup, often acting as a second forward. This type of player can score goals, make intelligent runs into the box, and exploit the spaces created by the main striker. Their most important traits are pace, finishing, and dribbling. You can see examples of this role in players like Matheus Cunha, Charles de Ketelaere, and in the past, Dele Alli during his Tottenham days. 1. Direct wingers. When we talk about direct wingers, we're talking about pure chaos creators. These players isolate fullbacks, beat them with pace, skill, and flair, and attack every time they touch the ball. They're explosive, flary, and aggressive in one-on-one situations. They don't wait for openings, they make them. By pinning defenders deep and forcing double marking, they open up space for teammates and keep defenders constantly on edge. Think of Vinicius Jr., Desiree Doué, or Kavica Kvaratskhelia, players who can change a game with one dribble, one run, or one spark of magic. 2. Inverted wingers. The inverted winger is a modern-day technician. They play on the opposite side of their strong foot, right-footers on the left-footers on the right, cutting inside to create or finish chances. They're precise, technical, and agile in tight spaces, using their stronger foot to curl in shots or thread killer passes. They influence the game by drifting inwards rather than hugging the line. Examples: Lamine Yamal, Bukayo Saka, and Bradley Barcola. Young, creative threats who make cutting inside an art form. 3. Inside forwards. Now, meet the goal hunters. Inside forwards aren't traditional creators, they're finishers. They start wide but drift into central areas, timing their runs like strikers. They're clinical, intelligent, and deadly in transition. Their focus? Scoring goals, not setting them up. When you think of Kylian Mbappé, Mohamed Salah, or prime Cristiano Ronaldo, you're thinking of pure inside forwards, wide players built to destroy defenses. 4. Fluid wingers. Fluid wingers are tactically flexible, capable of switching flanks, drifting inside, and adapting to any game situation. They read space, exploit gaps, and create overloads wherever needed. They're versatile, unpredictable, and make life difficult for defenders who never know where they'll pop up next. Think of Rafinha, Ousmane Dembélé, or Rodrigo, wingers who can fit into any system and still make an impact. 5. Traditional wingers. Also known as touchline specialists, these are your classic wide men. They hug the line, beat fullbacks on the outside, and whip in crosses with precision. They stretch the pitch, create space for others, and supply dangerous balls into the box. They're fast, direct, and reliable in one-on-one situations. Examples: Angel Di Maria, Pedro Neto, and Savinho, wingers who bring that old-school flair to modern football. 6. Wide playmakers. And finally, the wide playmaker, the brain on the wing. They start out wide but drift inside to control the rhythm of the game. They're creative, visionary, and always looking for that killer pass. They orchestrate attacks, find runners, and open defenses with precision. Think of Lionel Messi, Michael Olise, or David Beckham, players who may not rely on pace but dominate games through intelligence and technique. Type. Tempo controller. The tempo controller, also known as the metronome, is a midfielder who's a tactical genius that controls the rhythm of the game. They set the pace, dictate when to speed things up or slow them down, and stay composed under pressure. They're press-resistant, intelligent, and read the game exceptionally well. Tempo controllers often drop deep to support the number 6 or defensive midfielder position. They carry the ball and pass it forward to start attacks. Examples of tempo controllers include Pedri, Vitinha, and Frankie de Jong. Box-to-box midfielder. Also known as the engine, the box-to-box midfielder combines stamina, intelligence, and impact on both ends of the pitch. This type of player never stops running tirelessly, covering ground, physically strong, and extremely versatile. They can drive the ball forward and track back to defend when needed. Examples of box-to-box midfielders are Federico Valverde, Declan Rice, and Nicolo Barella. The mezzala. Next, we have the final third connector. The mezzala is an attacking number 8 who provides verticality, creativity, and overloads in wide areas. This type of player is technically gifted, tactically intelligent, and thrives in half spaces. They drift into wide channels, create chances, and make late runs into the box. Examples of mezzalas include Enzo Fernandez, Alexis Mac Allister, and Bernardo Silva. Box crasher. Then we have the late runner. This type of midfielder arrives late in the box to capitalize on loose balls, cutbacks, and defensive lapses. The box crasher has great goal-scoring instincts, well-timed runs, and composed finishing. They're clinical and often contribute with goals from midfield. Examples of box crashers include Jude Bellingham, Scott McTominay, and Ilkay Gundogan. The pressing 8. Last but not least, we have the defensive-minded 8. They're usually the ones who lead the press for their team and focused on intensity, ball winning, and disrupting the opposition's build-up. They have incredible stamina, cover a lot of ground, and set the tone for their team's pressing structure. Examples of pressing 8s include Martin Odegaard, Conor Gallagher, and Curtis Jones. 1. The anchorman. Also known as the holder, this player sits deep, screens the backline, and keeps the team in control. They're positionally elite, calm under pressure, and rarely caught out of place. Instead of flair, they prioritize structure, balance, and defensive discipline. Think of players like Rodri, Joshua Kimmich, or Sergio Busquets, masters of control and positioning. 2. The destroyer. Also called the ball winner, this midfielder lives for chaos. They break up play, win duels, and protect the backline with aggression and intensity. Strong, fearless, and relentless, the destroyer is the heartbeat of a team's defense. Examples include Moises Caicedo, Casemiro, and Aurelien Tchouameni, players who thrive on disrupting rhythm before it becomes danger. 3. The regista. Known as the deep-lying playmaker, the regista dictates the game from deep. They control the tempo, always scanning for passing angles, and act as the first passer, not the final one. Composed, visionary, and intelligent, they make football look effortless. Think Toni Kroos, Jorginho, or Martin Zubimendi, midfielders who orchestrate the game with every touch. 1. Defensive fullback. This fullback stays deeper, focuses on protecting the flanks, and prevents opposition overloads. They're one-on-one specialists, disciplined, strong in duels, and shine especially when facing elite wingers or teams using deep block tactics. Examples: Kyle Walker, Jules Koundé, Jurrien Timber. 2. Inverted fullback. These fullbacks drift into midfield instead of staying wide. They help dictate play, stay calm under pressure, and are positionally intelligent. They reshape the team in possession, create overloads in midfield, and control the tempo of the game. Examples: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Rico Lewis, Miles Lewis-Skelly. 3. Attacking fullback. Also known as overlap specialist, this type constantly pushes forward, makes overlapping runs, and delivers crosses from wide areas. They are direct, fast, athletic, and thrive in systems where wingers cut inside or when width is needed. Examples: Alejandro Baldi, Alphonso Davies, Jeremy Frimpong. 4. Wingback. A mix between a winger and a fullback. Wingbacks stretch the pitch, work up and down the flanks non-stop, and create threats in the final third. They fit perfectly in back three systems that rely on width. Examples: Denzel Dumfries, Federico DiMarco, Diogo Dalot. 5. Complete fullback. The all-rounder. They can defend like a defensive fullback, attack like a winger, invert into midfield, and play as a wingback when needed. They're balanced, consistent, and reliable. They're timing their overlaps, tracking runners, recovering quickly, and always being in the right place. They're the system's unsung heroes. Examples: Achraf Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Reece James. 1. The sweeper. Also known as the reader of the game. This type of defender plays just behind the line, covering spaces, reading danger early, and cleaning up any breakthroughs. They're calm, composed, and excellent at anticipation. Sweepers usually complement aggressive defenders and thrive in a high defensive line. Examples: Virgil van Dijk, William Saliba, Marquinhos. 2. The ball-playing defender. Next, we have the build-up architect. These center-backs start the attack, break opposition lines with passes, and often step into midfield. They're composed, progressive, and crucial in modern football's possession systems. Examples: John Stones, Alessandro Bastoni, Dean Huijsen. 3. The aggressive front-foot defender. Then we have the duel master. They close down opponents quickly, win both aerial and ground duels, and are fearless in challenges. They're physical, brave, and react fast, perfect for high pressing or back three systems. Examples: Antonio Rudiger, Christian Romero, and legends like John Terry, Nemanja Vidic, Giorgio Chiellini. 4. The defensive leader. Finally, we have the commander. These are the organizers of the backline, vocal, experienced, and mentally strong under pressure. They bring stability, leadership, and structure, especially in elite teams or squads in transition. Examples: Thiago Silva, Ruben Dias, Gabriel Magalhaes. The first type is the shot stopper, also known as the wall. This is the classic goalkeeper focused on pure shot-saving ability and defending the goal no matter what. A shot stopper relies on lightning-fast reflexes, reacting instantly to close-range shots. Their positioning is sharp and disciplined, always ready to cover angles. They have elite hand-eye coordination because every save requires perfect timing, and in 1-versus-1 situations, they're incredibly brave, throwing their body on the line. They don't wander too far from goal, they stay focused on protecting the net at all times. Some of the best shot stoppers in world football include Jan Oblak, Gianluigi Donnarumma, and Emiliano Martinez, keepers who make unbelievable saves look normal. Next is the ball-playing keeper, also known as the extra playmaker. This type of goalkeeper plays almost like a deep-lying midfielder. They are calm under pressure, even when opponents press aggressively. They make quick, intelligent decisions, choosing when to pass short or break lines. Their passing accuracy allows them to start attacks from the back, and they help connect defenders to midfielders, keeping the team's build-up smooth and structured. Top examples of this style include Lucas Chevalier, Alex Murray, and David Raya, keepers who can change a game with just one pass. The third type is the sweeper keeper, also known as the high-line specialist. This goalkeeper plays aggressively and fearlessly. They have excellent anticipation, reading through balls before strikers reach them. They're extremely quick off the line, clearing danger outside the box. They're confident with the ball at their feet, helping restart attacks after sweeping up. And they are essential for teams that defend with a high line. They stop counterattacks before they even begin. Some of the best sweeper keepers include Manuel Neuer, Mike Maignan, and even Ederson, who excels in both sweeping and passing. Finally, we have the hybrid keeper, the most complete goalkeeper profile in modern football. A hybrid keeper mixes all three styles: the shot stopping of a traditional keeper, the passing of a playmaker, and the sweeping abilities of a high-line defender. They have a balanced, all-around skill set, making them reliable in every situation. They're tactically intelligent, knowing exactly when to sweep, when to stay back, and when to build from the feet. They're incredibly consistent, rarely making big mistakes, and they fit into almost any tactical system. The best examples of hybrid keepers today include Alisson Becker, Joan Garcia, and Thibaut Courtois, all keepers who can do everything at the highest level. No matter what position you play, remember this: every role matters. The best players in the world didn't become great overnight. They studied the game, mastered their responsibilities, and improved one day at a time. If you're a young footballer chasing that pro dream, keep learning, keep training, and never stop believing in yourself. If this video helped you understand your position better, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment what position you play. Watch this video here for easy access to learn about football position.